telephone call for you, my lord. Mr. Barber is a producer and director.
He wants to make a film at Downton.
A moving picture at Downton.
But the big film stars, famous ones.
We've even got Downton Abbey 3 sneak peek to share. Also, make sure to stick around till the end. I'll break down everything, including that tricky timeline. Downton Abbey 3 is officially on the way, with a 2025 release date and a stellar cast that brings back many familiar faces. Bonneville teased what fans can look forward to, calling it the best iteration of the film versions yet. He added, it's got the usual thrills and spills in classic Downton style, which means even a teacup might end up spilled. So here's everything you need to know about Downton Abbey 3, but first, let me give you a quick 30-second sneak peek.
It feels amazing. A tad emotional. It's wonderful all to be back together again. You come back together and it's like no time has passed at all. We're so happy to announce that we're in production for the third Downton Abbey movie. We can't wait to see you.
Downton Abbey 3 is hitting cinemas in the UK and US on September 12, 2025. The film is following a similar timeline as the previous movies, with a 3-year gap between releases. Just like the delay between the first two films, the COVID pandemic played a role in pushing back the schedule. Downton Abbey: A New Era came out in 2022, and now we're set to see the next installment in 2025. Fans have been eagerly awaiting this announcement, and there were plenty of hopeful updates leading up to it. Imelda Staunton, who plays Lady Bagshaw in the series, confirmed in a March 2024 interview on the BBC Radio 2 Breakfast Show with Zoe Ball that a third and final Downton Abbey film is in the works. There will be the final film, there you go, she said. However, back in 2022, Hugh Bonneville, her co-star, wasn't so sure about the prospect. He mentioned to Radio Times, I thought for a while that maybe there was an energy to do a third one, but I suspect that's probably not the case. I think we've probably quit on a high. Creator Julian Fellowes was always open to the idea of more Downton Abbey movies. Even though he was content with A New Era being the end of the franchise, he's happy to continue if there's interest. He mentioned in May 2022, around the release of the second film, the truth is if they want more and the cast want to do more, then I'm sure we'll find a way of delivering more. But I don't mind if it's run its course. I think that's fair enough too. Downton Abbey 3 cast. The cast for Downton Abbey 3 is officially set, bringing back many familiar faces along with some exciting new additions. Michelle Dockery expressed her excitement in the announcement video released in May 2024, saying, "It feels amazing, a tad emotional. It's wonderful to all be back together again. You come back together and it's like no time has passed at all. We're so happy to announce that we're in production for the third Downton Abbey movie. We can't wait to see you." Other returning cast members include Laura Carmichael, Jim Carter, Alan Leach, Michael Fox, Raquel Cassidy, Brendan Coyle, Kevin Doyle, Harry Haddon-Payton, Sophie McShera, and Douglas Reith. New faces joining the cast are Jolie Richardson, Alessandro Nivola, Simon Russell Beale, and Artie Frusciante. As of now, Imelda Staunton's return has not been confirmed, despite her previous statements about the threequel. There's also one more character who won't be returning, but we must warn about spoilers, so don't read past the photo if you haven't seen the sequel yet. One notable absence from Downton Abbey 3 will be Maggie Smith, as her character, the Dowager Countess, passed away at the end of the sequel, a development hinted at since the first film. While a flashback is always a possibility, it seems unlikely she'll return for this third installment. There's also no confirmation yet on whether Penelope Wilton will return as Isabel Grey, despite her earlier enthusiasm. She told Digital Spy in April 2023, "I think I'd come back, oh definitely, yes, even without Lady Grantham." Matthew Good, who wasn't in the sequel due to scheduling conflicts, was mentioned as being absent due to issues in Henry and Mary's relationship, a potential plot point for the third film if schedules align and he returns. A big question mark for Downton Abbey 3 is whether Robert James Collier will return as Thomas Barrow. At the end of A New Era, Barrow accepted an offer from Dominic West's character Guy Dexter to move to America. With West coming back for the third film, there's a possibility that James Collier might too, but it's not confirmed. It's also unlikely that Natalie Bay or Jonathan Zakai will make a return, as their storylines concluded with the transfer of the villa to the Crawleys. Now, how hard it could be to follow the Downton Abbey timeline, so as I promised, I will explain every season and movie, including the third one. And all of it, except the third one, is available to stream on Amazon Prime Video. Downton Abbey Season 1 starts during the Titanic sinking on April 14th to 15th, 1912, with both male heirs presumed lost, leading to Matthew Crawley being the new heir. The season features Albania's independence, bringing Colonel Pamuk to England, and explores the changing social landscape as World War I looms. It ends with the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand and Britain's declaration of war on Germany in August 1914. Season 2 picks up during the Battle of the Somme, moving through the Great War and its impact on the Crawley estate, which becomes a wartime hospital. It covers the war's end in 1918 and concludes with the Spanish influenza pandemic still affecting events, ending with a Christmas episode set in 1919. Downton Abbey Season 3, set between 1920 and 1921, explores the aftermath of the war and pandemic, highlighting the Crawley family's financial struggles due to failed investments in the Grand Trunk Railway. Despite widespread estate financial difficulties, Downton strives to avoid such fate. Under Prime Minister David Lloyd George, the season addresses women's suffrage and Irish independence, culminating in a Christmas special that includes Matthew Crawley's tragic death and the birth of George Crawley. Season 4, spanning 1922 and 1923, begins with the family still mourning Matthew and explores the evolving 1920s jazz scene, socialist views, and significant political changes under conservative leadership. Lady Rose's presentation at Buckingham Palace is a notable event. Season 5, covering 1924, highlights the political tension between the Conservatives and Labour Party and the estate's modernization challenges, featuring historical events like Hitler's trial and King George V's radio broadcast. The season focuses on family dynamics, concluding with a special episode set at a shooting party in Northumberland. Downton Abbey Season 6, set in 1925, highlights the Crawley family's struggle with managing Downton Abbey amid financial difficulties and social changes. Beginning a few months after Season 5 during fox hunting season, it includes Elsie Hughes and Charles Carson's wedding, Tom and Sibby's return, and Mary Crawley's marriage to Henry Talbot. By June, the estate opens to the public, and the 2-hour Christmas special concludes the series on New Year's Eve 1925, featuring Mary and Henry's new baby, Edith Crawley's marriage to Herbert Pelham, and Anna Bates's baby boy. The Downton Abbey movie, released in 2019, is set in 1927 and continues from where the series left off, featuring a fictional visit by King George V and Queen Mary to Downton. The film, set in July 1927, unfolds over a brief period as the Crawleys deal with a plot against the monarch and tensions with the royal entourage. In Downton Abbey: A New Era from 2022, the story progresses to 1928, 9 months after the first movie. The Crawleys face significant changes, including a trip to France after inheriting a villa and the production of a silent film, which leads Thomas Barrow to Hollywood. The film ends on a high note with Tom Branson marrying Lucy Smith and settling back at Downton while the franchise prepares for Downton Abbey 3. As for the plot of Downton Abbey 3, the sequel doesn't set up a clear direction, except that time marches on and the Crawleys continue their lives. With World War II on the horizon, Fellowes might explore how the Crawleys adapt to modernization and the challenges of the impending conflict. While this would echo the World War I storyline from the TV show, the impact of World War II was more immediate and could offer fresh drama as the family faces potential threats to their loved ones and home. Downton Abbey has always thrived on the drama of its characters' relationships, so it's likely that the third movie could focus on the personal struggles within the family, such as Mary and Henry's marriage, as a central plot point. Well, that's it. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on the latest movies and shows. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.